Hi, this is Rob Hanley with the Durham Duplicate Bridge Club on Tuesday, February the 18th for the 499er game. We have two hands for you today, but before we begin, I thought I would address one of the comments that I received within the last 2 weeks. Someone was asking about when and where we have our games, and we play on BBO, that's bridgebase.com, and we're on Tuesday afternoons at 3:30 p.m., and that's Eastern Time, and you're all welcome to join us. You can find us by doing a search when you look for the game under VACB 249979. All right, the first hand is number 13. Two passes to me. I have a nice 17 count. I'm just going to start with one spade. So partners bid one no trump. We play a forcing no trump as part of our 2/1 system, but we play it on whether partner's a passed hand or not. As I said, it's a nice 17 count. I think I'd prefer to jump to three diamonds here rather than settle for two diamonds. Two diamonds feels like it's insufficient. Now, the risk here is that I'm creating a game force with a jump shift. I'm generally showing 18 to 21 points with five spades and four diamonds. Okay, now partner's bid of four diamonds is actually slamish for diamonds. The reason for that is because we're in a game forcing auction, the rule of fast arrival is in play, and the faster you get to game, the less you have. So when my partner bid four diamonds, they're promising me a diamond fit, and they're saying they have the best possible passed hand they could have. So I'm expecting 10, maybe 11 points, possibly some distribution, and at least four diamonds. Now, at this point, I could bid four no trump, but this kind of auction generally works better if you start with a Q bid. So I'm going to start with four hearts. This shows first or second round control for me. That's an Italian Q bid, and encourages my partner to look for slam by giving me a Q bid or just outright deciding to bid four no trump. So partner's chosen four no trump. We play straight Roman key card for the minors. It solves some problems when the suit is clubs. So our responses are going to be 0, 3, 1, 4 as far as key cards. And I have 3 plus the queen. So my bid is going to be 5 clubs. Again, showing 0 or 3 key cards. And partner has gone for it. We're in 6 diamonds. Okay, they do have a 10 count. They have a singleton. It's in my suit. Don't know whether that's good or not yet. And the opponents have led trump, which is a bit troubling because I would have liked to ruff a whole bunch of spades. So I'm going to win the first trick here. Let's see whether the jack pops. It does not. So the 8 is going to hold the trick. So at this point, I think it's worth taking a moment to consider our options here. It looks like there's two ways to play this hand. I can play on the spades and hope that I can set them up by roughing them in the dummy. I'm missing 7 cards in spades. The odds of a 4-3 split, which is kind of what I would need, is 62% more or less, which is pretty good odds, but it could be tricky. It depends who's got 4, who's got 3, and whether or not the king of spades drops. If I do pursue that path, I'm still going to need the king of clubs on side, potentially, to solve that problem. Now, another approach is to try and play this as a cross ruff. So we just took one trick. If I was able to score 3 diamonds in each hand separately by roughing hearts and spades going back and forth, that would be another 6 tricks, making 7. Then I have the 3 aces between the two hands. That brings me up to 10, and now I need 2 extra tricks. Since I'm going to require the club finesse, even if I do a cross ruff, if it's on, then I should actually be able to take the 2 extra tricks I need in clubs itself. So rather than commit myself to one particular line of play, I'm going to start with that club finesse because, well, I'm going to need it no matter what. Now I'm playing small towards the queen. I could have played the jack. It would have allowed me to repeat it, but I'm going to start the cross ruff a little bit here. The key when you're doing a cross ruff is to take your outside tricks at the beginning before you actually start the cross ruff. So somebody isn't able to discard something in say clubs in this case, and then rough in when I'm trying to get back and forth later. So I've taken the queen of clubs. I've won the trick there. Now I'm going to take the ace of spades, and I'm going to ruff a spade. Ooh, so the king popped up on my left there. So that means they started with king doubleton. And that means the spades, there's five of them on my right. So clearly that line of play isn't going to work. The good news is I haven't committed myself to one line of play or another at this point. And with that poor spade split, I'm actually just going to work on the cross rough. So I'm going to rough small here. And now I absolutely have to have those clubs split. So it's going to be another club finessing, putting the 10 in. And now I'm going to play the ace. And I'm not quite praying that they split full ripple three. There's some good chances that they do, because when you think about it, West didn't have that many spades. He only had two. And with East having so many spades and the king of clubs, when the king of clubs didn't show up on the second club, I'm pretty sure that West has another one. So the suit is going to split four ripple three, and it's safe to take it. And I have to take it now before I start the cross rough. So I'm just going to continue here, a heart to the ace, rough that with my small diamond, which is going to be safe. And now it's just going to be a pure cross rough, and they're going to get the 13th trick. I'll play the queen of spades just in case. Of course, he's going to rough, and I over rough. But I also know that there's another spade on my right, probably the 10, and there's no spade here for me, so I'm just going to play the jack of clubs and hope somebody screws up, which of course they won't do. And I'll pitch that losing spade, and he roughed. And there you go. So I managed to take 12 tricks. Uh, Interesting contract, because it's one thing to find it, but it's not always obvious how to play it. By concentrating on the clubs first, and then playing the spades second, I was able to identify the problem on this hand, that one of those lines of play just wasn't going to work, and still had my options open. And as far as the lead goes, it might seem strange to lead a diamond from Jack fourth, but the robot sitting west did a good job in doing that. It's a change for them, because they're short in spades, and they know I have five spades, and yet we're choosing to play in a 4-4 diamond fit. Suggests that their partner has a lot of spades, and they want to cut down the cross roughing, or my ability to set up the spades by roughing them out. So the diamond lead was actually a very good lead in this case, which is nice to see. All right, we're going to pause while we change for the second hand. All right, we're back with hand number 15. So a pass to me, I have 11 high card points. It's flat. If I was playing a weak no trump system, this is clearly an opening bid. But if I'm not, which is this case here on the videos, I'm hesitant to open this. I like to have 12 to 14 if I'm balanced, 11 if I'm an unbalanced hand. So I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm just going to pass. Partner opened a spade in fourth seat. Player on my right bid three diamonds. Kind of a strange bid when you consider the vulnerability and the fact that they were the dealer. They could have opened three diamonds. I'm not sure why they're doing that. It usually tends to indicate some sort of exotic hand. So I have a choice here. I can bid four spades. Clearly, I should not bid three spades, or maybe it's not clear. I don't know. Partners opened in fourth seat. They have a full opening bid. I have a nice 11 count, five card suit, bunch of tens. I'm definitely going to game here. So I could bid four spades, but that could also be made with a worse hand. And when my partner opens a spade, they're promising sort of 11 to as much as 21 points. And I need to allow for that a little bit, help my partner out. So rather than just jump to four spades, I'm going to bid four diamonds. This is not Q bidding in diamonds. It's saying I have a spade fit, best possible passed hand in this case, and it's allowing for the fact that my partner might have a stronger hand than normal. So for no trump by partner, we're playing 1430 for the major suits. I have one key card, the ace of clubs. So my bid is five clubs, showing one or four key cards. When you're playing 1430, you have the ability to ask for the queen of trump, and that's what my partner's doing here. They bid 5 diamonds. That's saying, do you have the queen of spades? It's not saying anything about diamonds. Now, in continuing the auction in this particular case, if I had the queen of spades, which I do, and I have no other outside kings, then I would just jump to 6 spades. Obviously, if I don't have the queen of spades, I'm going to bid 5 spades. If I have the queen of spades and I have an outside king, as in this case, I bid that outside king in case my partner is looking for 7. So I'm going to bid 5 hearts, saying, yes, I have the queen of spades, and oh, by the way, I have the king of hearts. And partner has placed it in slam. So there you go. Partner has a very nice 20 count, but there are actually a whole bunch of losers in it, which is why they're not opening 2 clubs. And because they're playing it, the person on lead is the one with the long diamonds, so the diamond was fairly safe, and it's reasonable to assume that for their 3 diamond preempt, vulnerable versus not, they should have that ace of diamonds. So the diamonds are cleared now. It just is a question of picking up all the spades. When you have 2 honors on one side, you generally start by playing one of them first from that side. That gives you more options in case of a really poor split and doesn't commit you to having to pick up the suit on either side of the long suit. So everybody followed to 1. That means the spades are in fact 3-1 for the opponents. And the hand's going to play itself at this point. There's really not much to be concerned with. It's all just winners. So the 8 of spades, all the spades are out, the 3 hearts, and the king, queen, and now ace of clubs. So we'll just claim. There you go. So bid and made 12 tricks. Now, as you can see on the south hand on my right, they didn't open 3 diamonds because they had 4 hearts. And I actually support that idea. Generally, do not preempt when you have an outside undisclosed 4-card major. It's that's when your partner ends up having that major and you miss it. All right, that's it for this week. We'll see you next time. Thanks.